Hello, everybody. It's Sasha here, rocking some, really awesome neon purple hair and really pale skin. But we have a really super awesome guest today, and we're talking about something that, in all fairness, I think most business owners need, actually most people need, and that's a productive environment. So I'd like to introduce our guest. Her name is Catherine Avery, and she runs Productivity by Design. Now, we're recently rebranding, so it's really exciting, and we're really niching down with her, but that's why we're here, is because I want to talk to her about this idea of a productive environment and why it's so important. So, Catherine, please say hi to our amazing audience.
Hey, how is everybody? I'm really psyched to be here. Sasha didn't say, because she's way too shy, I don't know if that's the right word, that she's actually my online business manager, and my business has grown exponentially since since I brought her on to the team, which was when, a year ago?
Oh, yeah, I think it's got to be over a year now.
So I got into productivity a lot because I'm an 80%er. I do the first 80% and never finish the last 20. And Sasha will tell you that's true. So Sasha finishes my last 20. So first piece of advice, if you're like me and you do 80%, just hire someone to do the last 20% and get stuff done.
Get it done. She's not wrong there. Get stuff done. But that actually ties into this whole thing, because productive environments are about getting stuff done, really, right? And I mean, I know what the concept is. I've been helping you work on it, but why don't you tell our viewing audience what makes an environment productive? So what's a productive environment?
So productive environment is an intentional setting. It's one that you actually plan on creating, an intentional setting that helps you accomplish your work and enjoy your life. So easy sentence to put together, but what it really means is that, and it's a little hard to see mine in here because it's a little dark. I love natural light. Natural light is a great part of a productive environment, right? Natural light is a great thing. But really, this is a very neat and tidy desk area. And interesting, I forgot to ask you ahead of time, Sasha, but I've actually set aside some papers so I could show people how you could file if you want.
Ooh,
I kind of set up a little bit. Ooh, exciting. So I'm a certified productive environment specialist, or actually will be momentarily. I'm waiting on my certificate. And what that means, yes, exciting, is that I help people. I've studied under a program with a lady named Barbara Hemphill and Andrea Anderson to do this very specific system. So when I started out, I didn't have good filing systems. I'm not a filer. I'm something called a piler. So a piler is someone who does this on their desk. They have a big old pile, right? And they know where everything is in the pile, or so they say.
Or so they say.
They might not. And I was always looking for my paperwork, and I couldn't find it. And I determined that I really needed to find a system that would work. So what's fascinating about this is it's not a filing system. It's great for pilers, and pilers are people who want to see everything, have it out, know exactly where it is. It's a finding system. And we put keywords, just like a Google search, and you know your files, where they are. And fascinatingly, they're not even filed by topic. Because, perfect example, I have a client, Robin. Her company is called, I never remember this. I think it's called 3G. And when I was looking for her files, this was sort of the last straw. When I was looking for her files, I was looking under Robin. She was filed under 3G. And I could not remember her company name. I couldn't find her file. And next thing you know, when I saw this, I was like, this is perfect. It doesn't matter that it's called file number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because you have a finding system, an actual sort of spreadsheet, and you go to the spreadsheet and you type it in, just like Google search, Robin. Up pops Robin's file, and it's file number 7. Easy.
I love the fact that you're talking about a finding system as opposed to a filing system. I really want to hone in on that, because I have a filing system. Let's just be fair. And things do get filed. Will I ever see them again? So it's very much a filing system. But what you're talking about is building something more like your own personal Google, where it's easy to find your stuff,
Right.
which I love. I mean, we need to focus more on finding than losing, and filing is losing. Let's just.
So interestingly, 80% of the paper we keep, we never look at again.
Wow. Like ever?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
80%.
Ooh.
And when I really think about what I filed away, first of all, I got rid of a ton. So that sort of leads a great segue into File Act Toss, which we call FAT, for better or worse. So FAT is, think about it, this is fat, right? This is a fat old pile here, right? I'm not fat, just the pile. So I can go through here and look at all the different things. And here I am. And the first thing I've got here is a file transmission sheet saying that it's busy. I don't need to keep this piece of paper, right? This gets tossed, right? Boom, gone. And then if I look at the next thing, I have a Cabby catalog because I love clothes from Cabby. So this will get put in a personal filing area. This doesn't go in my office, obviously. Out it goes. But I have this beach house that we're renting out this year, and here's the rental listing agreement, and this will need to be filed. And so then I would go into my workflowy system, which has all the different file names, numbers, and I know that this is somewhere in my file cabinet. I think file 2 or 3. And then I would be able to file it. So I didn't choose an act upon. So let's see. That's a toss. That doesn't help. So somewhere in here, I'd have something to act upon. Actually, I actually have to fax this to these folks. That's why it's sitting here in my inbox. So this is an act, and then I would file it. So that's File Act Toss in a very abbreviated version. And I go out and either help people do that one-on-one in something called the Total Office Transformation, or as a group where I go out with anywhere from sort of 8 to 25 people, either in a company or a division, and do a productive environment day where I teach them how to do everything, and then we go and do it together.
Wow,
that's what I do.
Yeah, and it's absolutely amazing. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to take a quick segue. We've got a couple of really awesome questions, which I think we can kind of squeeze in here right about now. So Tyler's out in the audience, and he's about to redo his home office. So this kind of leads into that total office transformation. So what do you do with the total office transformation? And he obviously wants to know what a consultation will cost too, because he definitely wants to hook up. But
Tyler, I'd love to work with you. That would be awesome. You're the bomb.
So the connections, you gotta love it. But what goes into a total office transformation? Can you share that?
So that's sort of two different things. So the total office transformation, Tyler, is where we declutter and clear out. And if you're getting ready to redo your home office and you might be painting or choosing a new desk, etc., decluttering first is a great way to get your office ready for that, because the less you have to move out of your office when you're redoing it, the better. So that's that total office transformation. So Sasha and I are still coming up with a name for this design piece of things, because I just call it full service design, and that's not really a catchy, fun name. And I'm just trusting on Sasha to do that. So I do layouts and virtual design. And when I'm doing virtual design, I think I'm charging $1,497 for a full $1,497 for a full office layout. So that's furniture layout and then design boards of what items you're going to have in your room. So I help you select desks and whatnot. And I typically help people select them when I'm doing a virtual design from places like IKEA, West Elm, Pottery Barn, all the standard places that you would know of. Home offices, I find what people want to do is have less of a steel case office look and more of a home office look. So I don't know how well you can see in here, but in this office, I've got this beautiful piece of antique furniture from my mom. You know, I'll try and turn it a bit so you can see. And inside here are actually vertical files with various items that I store. So this is sort of a very unique and different way to store stuff in an office. I loved the piece of furniture, and it's a home office. The lamp is, an Asian lamp, and there's a picture of my family. And then what you really can't see right here that I'm sitting at is a very traditional white desk from IKEA called the Malm desk, which is a L-shaped desk. And then I have Bisley file cabinets. So I do have office furniture in here. I've just warmed it up with the addition of some really great furniture pieces. And what you can't see right now, my cat sound asleep on the other office chair, because apparently nobody else gets the other office chair. That cat gets it. So she's sound asleep.
That's your assistant's chair.
My assistant chair. She's my assistant, except really you're my assistant. So don't tell her. She'll get upset.
Don't tell. She won't like it.
So Tyler, hopefully that helps you out. And I would be honored. Love to help you with your home office.
I bet you that would be a really cool sign.
Oh, it'd be so much fun. So much fun.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about the benefits of shaping a more productive environment. Would you say that one of those benefits is that you're happier?
Oh, no question. That's a great question, Russ. I think when you have a more productive environment, it's more comfortable. You feel better in it. You sit up a little taller. You put on a smile on your face. You're more likely to be calling potential clients and having that great sound in your voice. That's like you're really happy to talk to them and be excited about getting that potential client and helping them in whatever direction it might need to be. Decluttering helps shift your energy because you have more space. So if you're into energy and woo, and some people are and some people are not, I am, then what you would want is to know that by clearing stuff out, you allow space for things to come in to your life. And usually those are good things like money, the opportunities. It's even great for your health and well-being to have a space that's decluttered and organized and ready for your office work. And also it helps, if you can, to have a separate space that's for office. So if it's in your home, what you don't want to do is have your desk in your bedroom. I know your desk isn't in your bedroom, right? My desk isn't in my bedroom. This is a bedroom. This is a very small third bedroom. We are just a couple with one child. We found that we used a guest bedroom once a year, and there was no need to have it anymore. So I set up my home office here in the third small bedroom. And it's very comfortable. I love it here. I don't have a long commute. And I can close the door when I leave work. Sometimes
I wish I had a door. I won't lie. And now for those of us out there that may not be as woo-woo, and this is a personal observation, when I can find things faster, I can be more productive. I can work faster. I can stay on task easier.
Yep.
I get goldfish brain. I'm sure there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that get gold or squirrel brain. Ooh, shiny. Oh, I want the shiny piece of candy. Right? That's like a whole lot of us out there. And if we know where our stuff lives, where we're putting it every time, that's a big one for me. And it's all very in a realm of system and function. It naturally speeds you up. Even something that I've noticed, although I still need you to maybe take a look at this room. It's atrocious. But
too funny.
Say that for those who aren't necessarily about energies and healing, there's a scientific element to it, because if you know where it is, you're going to find it faster.
Right.
Okay, good. I'm glad we agree.
So that's absolutely true. And I'll give you a neat little tip for this. So once you've got your space effectively set up and organized, I found a couple things. So when I was sick and I came back into the office space and it sort of was like a bomb hit, it took me 20 minutes to put everything away. Old me, old situation, 3-4 hours, and then it's overwhelming. You don't want to do it. So take 5 minutes at the end of each day when you're wrapping up. And in these 5 minutes, you can probably take 10. But the first 5 minutes you're going to spend, you set a little timer, and you tidy up your office. You put things away that you've been working on all day. Then the other 5 minutes you take to write down, what did I do today that was great and amazing? what changed the world today, or just maybe changed my world today. So you always want to be thinking from a place of gratitude of what you have and where you're going. And then the other thing you're going to write is, what are the 3 things you absolutely have to accomplish tomorrow? And so you've already got that in the back of your brain. And so while you're sleeping, believe it or not, your brain is doing all kinds of amazing things, figuring things out for you, which is why so many of us wake up in the morning, get in the shower, and have brilliant ideas, right? Partly because mind's been working on it all night. And then partly because when you're in the shower, you're focused on taking a shower. So you're not thinking about getting the eggs made to get your kids off to school, and where's their backpack, and oh, my kid's Chromebook didn't get plugged in, and blah blah blah, and my husband needs to remember to take a sandwich for work, and right, you know how mornings are.
Oh yeah,
crazy. So shower time is the time when your brain's like, oh, bingo, great idea. I know people who actually have those little boards in their showers, and they write stuff on. No, I'm not doing that.
Well, I mean, it's hard to retain that idea between shower and computer.
Keep a little notepad by your shower.
I kind of like the idea of a whiteboard, but you're right. I don't know if I could pull it off either. Now, how would one know whether or not their environment is productive or not? Because I know that there's going to be folks out there that are like, my office is fine. It works for me. How can they tell whether or not that's actually a truth or just something that they tell themselves to make themselves feel better?
I think if you're looking, that's a tricky question. I think if you're looking, well, it is. If you're looking around your office space, and I'll give a better answer. If you're in your office space and you ready?
Yeah.
You come into my office, Sasha, and you say, I need the paper for Mrs. Jones for her file because we're doing blah, 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 and I need it now. If I'm taking more than a minute and a half to find it, I need an office transformation. Actually, that's a really good point. It takes you longer than a minute and a half to find something you need an office transformation. I need an office transformation. Okay, write that one down, please. We're going to put that in my marketing.
I will write that down. But I think that's a good point, because it's not even necessarily just about what it looks like, or it's about how it's impacting your bottom line productivity, right? Because
absolutely,
time is money.
Yep. And if you're more productive, you make more money.
Yeah. Right? You make more money. You make more money. That's like my favorite thing. Won't lie. Now, for the folks in the audience, obviously, they need to connect with you, which I'll give them some information to do so here soon. But in lieu of that, what is one action that they can do today, that they can try today to already help them move towards a more productive environment? Because change is scary. Maybe not for all of us, but for a lot of us, change can be scary. And I want to give them something actionable, something bite-sized and yummy.
So change is scary. Absolutely. No question. I remember the first time I ever had an organizer come into my office and clear it out and get it done. So I think what I said earlier was 5 minutes at the end of your day, tidy up a portion of if it's a 4-hour job, just do 5 minutes. You don't have to do more than 5 minutes. And you may find after 5 minutes that you take another 10 minutes and keep going. And that's great if you do. But, what I don't want anyone to be ever is overwhelmed. We can get overwhelmed, especially as entrepreneurs, in our businesses enough anyway. We've got bright, shiny, we've got bills, we've got invoicing to clients, we've got client work. We're already overwhelmed. The last thing we want is organizational overwhelm. So if you can take the 5 minutes at the end of the day, and remember, I just showed you the file act toss, right? So you're just going to take the pile, and I bet I could do this in 5 minutes.
Probably good, actually.
And crank that out, and that's probably, we went on vacation about a week and a half ago, so that is from build up from post vacation. So that's why I have that bit of a pile. Usually I don't have anything anymore, which is amazing because. If I showed you before photos.
I've seen the before photos. No, you guys don't need to see the before photos. Actually, they probably look a lot like our office space right now.
We can talk.
Oh, yes. So so anybody out there, take 5 minutes at the end of your day, do a little bit of like a power clean, put things away, sort through your stuff. What I would say, what the biggest benefit is that you're setting yourself up for tomorrow, right?
Exactly, 100%. You're setting yourself up so that when you walk into your office the next morning, you're ready to work. So you've got your, this is not a good example, but let's say I had my 3 things written down on this. This is really notes from an event earlier today. I'd have them here sitting in the middle of my desk, ready to go. And I'd look down and say, oh, here we go. Now, as you know, you and I use Asana. So if you have a project team, you may be putting those 3 must-do items into something like Asana. And there are other softwares you can use. Trello, Basecamp. There are lots of ways to deal with that. Oh, here's another great pointer for people. I use something called Tomato Timer. It's Tomato-Timer. So if you're like me and you want to work on 55 things, you're never going to get anything done, then take the Tomato Timer, turn it on, and you work for 25 minutes. And it dings and it lets you know. And then you take a 5-minute break. And you walk away from your desk for 5 minutes. Then you come back 25 minutes on again. And then you can choose either a 5-minute break or a 10-minute break. And this is the way you can get projects done. So sometimes I'm working on something for a client and I really don't want to work on it for more than 25 minutes because I got something else scheduled and I need to move on to that. I'll turn that on. And at the same time, I turn on another great tool called Toggl, Toggl.com.
I love Toggl.
Toggle's the ball. So Toggl lets you keep track of your client hours or any hours on any project. But I use it because some of my clients are on hourly, but some are on project basis. And even the ones on project basis, I need to keep track of my time. How many hours am I working for the client? They may ask, they may want to know how, why something took so long or whatever. So I keep track of everything in Toggl, and Toggl then does these beautiful reports, right? Don't we love the reports that show, so in my business, I do CAD, computer aided drafting and design. So that's one of my major categories. I do admin work. Believe it or not, designers, you think all we do is choose fabrics. I'll show you some, but we don't spend much time choosing fabrics. So here some pretty fabrics. Ooh, for the beach house. But really what we spend time most of is admin. It's follow-up. It's making sure the client's happy. It's getting back to vendors and making sure that the furniture delivery is happening on time. There's a ton of admin tasks that are done. So I have an admin category. And then I have a design category. And that way I can see how much time am I spending on each portion for my clients.
Of course, I'm a huge fan, right? I use both Asana and Toggl, right? So
let's see. Asana and Toggl are both free.
Yeah, and I would like to add right now, free, and you don't need to upgrade. Asana gives you everything you need on their free version. The upgrades are just nice things. Same thing with Toggl. So amazing tools for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Please continue.
Yeah, I'll answer any other questions.
Yeah, no,
my brain stopped.
Well, it happens to the best of us. So if we have people out in the audience and you are out there and you're like, wow, Catherine, my office is really not the most productive part of my day. Where and how is the best way for them to get in touch with you?
So the new website will be productivitybydesign.com.
I could even put that up on the thingy. Look at that.
And then because anything at productivitybydesign.com is too long, we've decided that I will be info at CatherineAvery.com.
That is true.
So you'll be able to find me by my name. And that will all link into the website, so there won't be any issue. Behind the scenes, Sasha is going to do magic.
Magic fingers. But that also means, guys, if for some reason you can't find where to go or how to reach Catherine, clearly I can do that. Right. I'm happy to do it anytime we need. So let's say somebody were to schedule a total office transformation. Now, okay, so maybe I'm asking you this because I now need to do this. So let's say somebody schedules one of these amazing total office transformations with you. What do you do for them? Like, what is the idea behind the magic? I mean, I know you're going to help me learn how to file ACTOS because that's like the best thing ever. And oh, my pile is scary. But what else do you bring to a total office transformation that people may not think about in their day-to-day?
So we create the finding system, and then we have 3 series of kinds of files. They are action, reference, and archive. And it's a little bit tailored toward the individual and how they want to work. For me, I love action files. Now, there are other people who love, I'll show you this, something called a Swift file. Have you heard of a Swift file?
I have not, but I want to.
See if I can get it close enough. So a Swift file has tabs for each day of the month and then each month. And now a Swift file is where you file things that are going to happen on any given day. So this is great, especially in a home office. We have a thing called, running the business of your home. When you have invitations for events, or you have a specific project you need to get done by a certain due date, or bills. It's a great place to put bills, and you can go through and check on your bills. I tend to be a little bit less of a Swift file person, mostly because I tend to be a online Asana, Google Calendar person. And by the way, I just heard in Productivity World, this is so exciting, Google Suite and Asana now talk to one another. So we got to look into Google Suite, because I haven't wanted to do Google Suite because why spend the money? But now that I'm hearing that it's going to communicate with Asana, that's going to be amazing. So I'll be looking into that more, and we'll have to have another conversation about that at a later date about how it works. It'd be pretty amazing for entrepreneurs to have that. That's going to be really robust.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Asana does already talk to Dropbox, which is really nice.
Right.
But I think getting that second level G drive is just bloody brilliant on their part. I really do love Asana. I love the Asana. They're wonderful.
So I did do a little squirrel thing there, so I'll come back. I'll rein myself in. So you can do an action, a reference, and an archive files. We tend to make the action folders in red file folders so that you see them and you're like, stop, take action, right? So I can actually show you. Al, I can try not to break my finger while I'm doing it. So here is an action file. Action file number 3. Now let's see what's in here. I don't know because I don't have my finding system open, but if I did, I'd be able to tell you. And in here are floor plans for the beach house. So it was action. Remember I said it was file 2 or file 3? It's file 3. So those are action files. And then your reference files are just, basic, boring, green files. Here, this is reference 1. I have them in 2 separate file drawers. I'm a little OCD now that I set up the system. So, and this is just information about being a small business, how you build capital, etc. So this is a simple reference file. But when do you think the last time is I touched this? So this hits the 80%, right? But someday I might need it. So, our philosophy,
you don't need to see it.
Our philosophy in productive environment is when in doubt, keep it. You can always throw it out later. So one thing I want to really emphasize for people is as we're working together, if you're in doubt, you keep it. Your life is still going to be better because you're going to throw out at least 20% of your paperwork. You really are.
Absolutely.
And once we get that system up and running and I show you how to work it, then you're good to go. And it really does take a full day. And I can do it virtually. I don't have to be on site with you physically doing it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got the technology. Why not use it? Now, Oz really, really wants us to answer his question. So we're really, really going. He wants to know why we would want to give more of our data to the Google vacuum suck. I had to share it. I had to share it because, in all fairness, I get that. I left G Suite.
Totally with you, Oz. I'm totally with you. You know, it's interesting you say that because I use Dropbox for privacy. This is slightly related. I don't use Google. Is it Drive?
Yeah, Google Drive.
There's Google Drive and OneDrive, and there's Dropbox. And I do pay for Dropbox. I pay something, under $10 a month. I mean, it's really, really nominal for extra storage space. Yeah, I hear you, Oz. I'm right there with you. Why do we want to give them more information? And I don't have a good answer for you. I just find it fascinating. Asana is working with Google Suite, and I haven't done enough research, honestly, on Google Suite to know much about it other than exactly your concern. So I've got to weigh those options and come back, and I'm never one to blow smoke and pretend I know something that I don't. So I don't have a good answer for you other than I hear your pain and I'm right there with you.
And why I think we're all there. I mean, everybody's data is spreading with everybody else's data, and then everything's getting all mixed up. So, but we do what we can to try to protect ourselves to the best of our ability. Okay, so I feel really good about this session. I think we've talked about everything, and then maybe even the kitchen sink. Is there any last thought that speaking of kitchen sinks, the bathtub photo. Anyway, we won't do that.
Which is the bathtub photo?
I can't wait. Guys, make sure to keep your eyes on productivitybydesign.com. When it goes live, the picture of Catherine in the bathtub is just fantastic. I'll have to show it to you. But any parting thoughts?
But fully clothed.
I probably should have mentioned that. So she's in the bathtub drinking, but she's clothed.
So here's the thing about productivity. This is the most important takeaway. You couldn't have done a beautiful segue for me, Sasha. Productivity allows you to enjoy your life. So what was I doing in that picture? I was with a bunch of designers for a grand opening of a beautiful place called Drummond's. It's based in the UK. It's now in New York City in a high-end showroom, just gorgeous, beautiful bathtubs. And you know, I'm so shy and retiring that I just had to jump in a tub with a glass of champagne and have a photo taken.
It's an amazing photo. It's just so you. I can't wait to share it. I can't wait to share it with everybody.
You know, work, but enjoy your life. And you know, we didn't talk about this at all, but I'm a cancer survivor. And it's really important to enjoy your life because we just don't know how much time we have. And why not make a difference in the world, but also have a really fun time?
Yes, exactly. Enjoy your life, have fun, keep it, you know, organized, and then we'll all do things and continue on our journey. Well, thank you so much to everybody who's out there watching this today. Your great comments. Oz says thank you. He must have enjoyed your response. And I've had an absolutely great time chatting with you today. Plus, really, you need to look at my office. I'm not kidding. And if you guys want to get a hold of Catherine again, she is at Productivity by Design. It's coming soon. If you need to get in touch with her sooner, leave a comment in the thingy below, and we will happily answer them. And of course, I'm always a way to get through to any of our guests because clearly I've at least met them once. So thank you, everybody, so much. I hope you have a great day and join us next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Sasha. Bye.